Hi everyone, I'm Carrie. I'm coming from London today, and it's really nice to be here with everyone in Singapore. So, as Paul said, I'm the Chief Strategy Officer at Trustpilot, which is a customer review platform. And today, I want to talk about trust. Because in the age of AI, trust is not being built in the same way. It's not just about the service that you provide or the reputation that you build. It's being shaped as a brand by the systems that speak on your behalf or make decisions for consumers before you're even in the mix. And the problem is that 54% of people don't trust that AI is unbiased, and 42% don't trust that AI answers are accurate. And that's not just a gap, that's a real warning, because if AI is going to become the new interface between brands and buyers, then trust needs to be built into the system itself. But first, a question. What is trust? It's in our daily vernacular. We talk about it a lot, but do we truly sort of understand what it means? Well, Rachel Botsman has a definition. She says, it's a confident relationship to the unknown. So many of you will have trusted the flying airline that brought you here today, that it wasn't going to fall out of the sky, trusted the Uber driver to get you here safe, trusted that your coffee this morning was not spiked or didn't have bad milk in it. Trust is our way of handing over control, but still knowing that it's going to be okay. But the way that we build trust is changing. It used to be that trust was local. So you trusted your neighbor, you trusted the local greengrocer. And with mass media, trust became institutional. You trusted the bank, you trusted that big brand. If you're watching telly, you used to see that as seen on TV in offline marketing advertising on your cereal packet. With the internet, trust became distributed. So you would trust reviews, you would trust forums, people you might not know, but that felt somewhat familiar. I believe that we're now entering a new era of trust, embedded, where trust needs to be built into the systems that make decisions for us. Trust by design. Many of us today still interact with AI in a conversational format. So we ask a question, we get an answer. It still influences our decision-making. It ranks our choices. It helps prioritize. It might guide our next action. But we're also at a critical inflection point where AI is going from suggestion into action. And the challenge is that that requires a whole lot extra trust. Let me give you a personal example. So this is my ChatGPT history from the last 12 months. Always a little bit risky to be lifting the hood on this. You can get this as well if you go to OpenAI and request your data and re-upload it into ChatGPT. You can see this for your own pattern of usage. Over the last 12 months, my usage has increased, both in frequency and also in the breadth of use cases. I used to use it to answer a simple question, to get a quick response versus scrolling through search results. But over time, I started to find other use cases. I'd go into my garden and take a picture and get advice on what plants to put there based on the sun or based on the soil acidity. And over time, I even started to use it as a personal coach. And because the interface is so simple, it becomes quite tricky to remember how much trust you're putting into it. Now imagine that multiplied. AI isn't just recommending products for you to buy, it's making the purchase for you. So your next business trip, you say to AI, book me the hotel, book me the flight, even file my expenses for me. No comparison sites, no brand storytelling, just it's done. We see AI on a spectrum, from assistive AI, which is help me make a choice, surface the options for me, to autonomous AI, make the decision. As you go along that spectrum, the requirements of trust increase. But are consumers ready for this? Well, the answer in short is no. As said at the beginning, 54% do not trust AI to be unbiased, 42% do not trust it to be accurate. And when we dug into this, when we actually talked to consumers, a few key themes emerged. I can't see the source. It looks confident, but is it right? Whose side is it on? Real feedback from real people. A mum looking for doctor's advice for their newborn. A small business trying to find a payments provider. A student looking to book their first overseas trip solo. Real decisions, real impact. So what does it take for AI to become truly trustworthy? Well, AI is only as strong as the data it trains on. And for AI to be trustworthy, that data needs to be at scale. It needs to be high recency. It needs to have integrity. And it needs to be context aware. And that's where humans come in, our data, our voice, our feedback. And it's important that that data is not a one-way flow, but is helping to drive new content renewal for continuous training of AI over time. That's where Trustpilot comes in. So Trustpilot is a customer review platform. We give everyone a voice. We help consumers share their experience, whether that's good or bad about a business, and we help businesses to listen and to respond to that feedback. We were founded 17 years ago, and we are now the world's largest independent customer feedback platform. We have over 300,000 reviews on the platform, and that's growing by 200,000 new reviews every single day, about 1.25 million businesses. And one of the things that really matters to Trustpilot is, as you might expect, trust. We want to hold the highest bar for content integrity so that you know every review reflects a genuine, authentic consumer experience. And we do that through investments in technology, people, and community to bring our intellectual property over the last 17 years of pattern recognition, identifying fake reviews, keeping them off the platform. We remove about 4.5 million reviews every single year on that basis, with about 90% of those are removed automatically. That is what a true living knowledge ecosystem looks like, and we're now working with AI on how that can be accessed more easily. So a few months ago, we launched TrustLayer, which is our solution to embed the voice of the consumer into AI workflows. And we're partnering across a range of different sectors, from search, commerce, social media, through to procurement platforms, payment providers, CRM infrastructure, as well as with advisory, so private equity, hedge funds, venture capital, consultants, looking at how do you use the voice of the consumer as a leading signal into future market performance, to due diligence companies, and to identify product market fit in emerging startups. And really this is about, if AI is going to be acting on our behalf, then we want it listening to the voice of the consumer as part of that decision-making flow. I really like this quote from Sam Altman. He says, "The best companies grow by word of mouth, by having users who love the product so much they tell their friends." At its essence, that's what great business is. And Trustpilot exists to champion great business. Word of mouth, at its core, is trust, scaled. So my key message that I want to leave today is, if the question is, what does trust look like in the age of AI? I believe the answer is embedded, woven into the data, into the systems, and into the decisions that AI is making on our behalf. The future of AI is going to be built on trust, or it's not going to be built at all. Let's build it together. Thank you very much.